Hi there, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we had a tough time running our first report because of some very minute errors. So anyway, in this episode, we're going to enhance the report that we have created to include the body, to include the footer, during which we are also going to use QWeb variables, do some computations, and put them in the necessary portion in our report. Anyway, I haven't created a GitHub file yet because the report is still complete and needs a lot of other things to be included. So I'm going to give you the complete report as soon as we're done. Okay. So for the moment, this is the report. Okay. So we only have a header. Let's go to our VS Code and then update the report. This is our header. Okay. Now let's put the body. Okay. So in any table, okay, the body will be placed in a T body, okay, just like an ordinary HTML. So therefore, we also have to end with a T body. Okay, save this because sometimes no Copilot will change it. Okay, and then to make a long story short, the body is similar to our header, but this time we are going to take the contents from the model. Okay, so let me just copy the content to make a long story short. There it is. Let's indent this properly. Shift tab. Okay. Yes, we are in the right indentation. Okay, because TR contains TD. How many TDs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 TDs, similar to the number of TH that we have above in our header. Okay. Now, the style, the row is 15px height. Okay. And then what do we have? Instead of using the field we have in our model, we just use the line index plus 1 because all tables will have line indices. So this is also valid value. If you like, you can use the computed field that we have indicated there. No? Anyway, they will surely be the same. So let me just explain what this is. No? So the first line is line number. So this is the the index plus 1 because index starts at 0, and we are using a t tag, and particularly remember the t out command. T out means output, so you can either place a formula, a variable, or a label inside. In this case, this is a formula. This is called line index plus 1. Okay, so line index will be incremented every row, so this is for one row. Okay, and then in the second field, we are using, remember, no, I have introduced you to the T field command of QWeb. Okay, so this is like the field tag in our XML, but this time we are using the T field tag. Okay, equals line date applied FMT. Remember, this is the name of our field. Okay, but this time we are saying line dot. Okay, because okay, that's how it will be called, no, in a table. Okay, so we are using T fields. All of them are T fields. Okay, and they will be using the format that is indicated in the model. Okay, so correspondingly we have them. So anyway, let's run this and test. Let's go to our let's refresh our Voodoo, and then let's print the bill. I hope there's no error this time. Maybe there's a simple error, so we'll just have to okay, what did it say? Okay, Let's go for the first error. Let me just check. Okay, so anyway, I'm copying this, so runtime error in guest build.xml. So revive coding again. I'm not sure why now. I just copied it. I have tested it before, but I did not copy the whole file. That's why there are errors. Yes, because we have specified tdocs. Maybe it's there. Now it's there now. As line, okay, because we have specified it as O. Okay, I hope you followed, no? So we have specified this as O, so therefore we should have also used O instead of line. Okay, in this case we have used line, so therefore we should have to use as line above. Okay, the T bills. I'm sorry, I missed one line. Now, because this one, this loop is for the hotel guest registration, and this loop, yeah, I really forgot. It's in my original source code. Okay, okay. So anyway, so we have to do another for each. This is a nested loop because room bills is a collection of bills. Okay, as line. So I'm sorry, it's this is as O, this is as line. This is a nested loop. Okay, I hope you follow. Let's just click allow. I hope there's no error anymore. Now this will only work for the body, especially HTR, no, because we are using uh, part of the room bills ID. Each line in room bills ID. Remember, this is O. This time this is O because this is a sub record, no, of docs. Room bill IDs is a collection of bill IDs under hotel guest registration, which we now call as docs, and its record as O. Okay, do you follow? So this is also O. I hope you follow, no? That's the sequence there. Module was added successfully. I think it's done, so we can just update. Okay, and then we'll refresh. Let's print this. I hope you follow the error. I think there's none because it succeeded. Let's find out. Now we have the contents. Okay, okay. So very simple error. Now let me introduce to you how do we need to put a footer that will put a balance, rather put the totals, okay, under this, no. So I've already prepared it myself. Okay, so let me just, we are going to use variables and recompute them in certain areas. So initially at the top, no, at the top we have to initialize. Let's start with 3 variables, especially at the body, no. Okay, before the T for each loop, no, because before the T for each loop, no executed, no line has been executed yet. Okay, okay, let me be careful. It should be inside T body before the T for each loop, because we'll have another error again during runtime. Okay, so T set is the T tag under QWeb that is used to declare a variable and set a value using T value. Okay, do you follow? These are numbers. Now if there's strings, you have to enclose them in single quotes. So we have T set P total debit, a value of 0, no. It's numeric. P total credit, a value of 0, and P total balance, a value of 0. Okay, before we are going to compute, let us put the footer. Okay, the first line in our footer. Let me just copy the T foot. Okay, the footer should follow the body. So therefore, if we have this body, we have to follow the footer after the body. And let's not forget the T foot. Okay, the T foot end tag, because obviously that will cause us troubles again. But nowadays, now it's easy to find. You don't have even to look for the error, because Copilot will look it up for you. So let's take a look at this. We have a three row footer. Okay, now we are going to explain a very important HTML command called call span. Okay, under tables. It's not a class. It's an HTML command. Okay, if you remember, no. So we are having a T foot with one row, and the class is my double line, which means it will have a top header and a bottom footer. Okay, footer line. Okay, and then call span. What is call span 8? Now this field page total will span the first 8 columns of our table. Okay, which means that what are the first 8 columns until state? Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that's state. If you look at the footer, that's also state. No, we should have the same columns as the headers and the footers. So therefore, page total will start at column 8. Okay, so the next TD will be on column 9, 10, and 11. Okay, what are we printing here? We are printing the variables total debit, total credit, and total balance. Okay, and this is TEscape. TEscape specifies a format. Okay, you can easily chat GPT this, look for the format. This is actually a 2 decimal format. Okay, and then we are assigning text and bootstrap classes, so there will be right aligned, and there will be no top, margin, and paddings, top and bottom. So this will be 75 width, because we have followed it at the last 3 columns, and there will be 10 font size. The font size will be 10. Okay, let's try this before we get some errors. So we have put the balances in the footer. We haven't computed them yet. We'll compute them shortly. Okay, let's go back. We'll just refresh this because it's updated. Let's print the bill. I hope there's no error. There's usually none if loading appears. Let's open this. So now we have a footer, but take note they're aligned because of the call span. Okay, because of the call span. Now we haven't computed, so now let's introduce the formula that we need to use to compute the total of the 3 columns. Okay, where do we put the total? Initially we have set them here. Okay, now we are going to compute the total inside the for each loop, particularly before the TR, or you can also put it after the TR. Okay, okay. So after the for each loop, let me just copy the formula, the 3 formulae. Okay. So this is the for each loop. There's some line so that you can distinguish the for each loop. This should be inside the for each loop, so this lacks indentation. That's why it's hard to. Okay, so that's a for each loop. So inside the for each loop, we are going to compute the total. It doesn't matter whether it's at the beginning or at the end of the for each loop. Okay, because anyway, okay. So at the top of the for each loop, we are recomputing the total debit. So we use T set again, and the T value. Okay, so the total debit is incremented by line debit amount. Total credit is incremented by line credit amount, and total balance is incremented by line diff amount. Okay, so that increments. Okay, I hope you follow. We have T body. It's okay now. This is XML, so it's not very strict with uh, indentation or indentions. So let's close this. Let's refresh this and print the bill. I hope there's no error. There's no error. The loading occurred. Let's open this. Now we have the totals. Okay. Now the question is, we want a running total, a grand total, because this is just a page total. Anyway, we will have to initialize this at after each page. Okay. So anyway, how do we do that? Okay. Let's go to my source code. Uh, at the footer. Okay. At the footer, we are going to initialize the 3 lines, rather the 3 variables. Okay. Let's go to the footer. Okay. Inside the footer. Okay. So what happens here is, after printing the 3 variables in each footer, they are reinitialized to 0. So which means that each page will have its own total for the 3 variables. I hope you follow, no? That's always a standard, no? It's very logical, no? At the beginning of the body, we initialize them to 0, and then we increment them inside the loop. Now outside the loop is the footer. Okay, because the loop will only cover the body. The footer is already outside the loop, so outside the loop we are going to initialize them back to 0, so that the next page will have another total. Okay, so how do we get the total? Usually we will have a running balance. Okay, so let's compute the running balance. Okay, let's introduce another variable called G. G means grand total. Okay, okay, where did we compute? Inside the for each loop. So we'll introduce a third variable, or a fourth variable, running balance, which is set 0. Now, unlike the other variables, we are not going to initialize this at the footer every time. Although we are also going to increment this inside the for each loop. Okay, this is the total of the difference between the uh, debit and credit amount. So before the for each loop, it's initialized to 0. Inside the for each loop, this is incremented. Okay, so this is a running balance. Okay, and then we will print it at the footer. Okay, we'll put it at the footer, so we'll put it on another row. Okay, let me just copy it. Okay, so this is the first row of the footer. On the second row, it doesn't matter where we reinitialize, so this is the second. Now take note, call span equals 10. Why 10 is the okay, it will start at column 10. Okay, because we'll have the label running balance. So the running balance label will be in column 10, and the total balance, the actual running balance, will be in column 11. So it's the same, no? But we have we have indicated strong, and then the same format, and we are using the variable G running balance. Okay, do you follow? So let's stop this and then run it. So now we have introduced a very important set of concepts. Okay, very important set of concepts. Aside from creating the rows of the table, we have used variables. We have incremented them in every row, and then the page uh, totals are reinitialized in the footer, except the running balance. Okay, the running balance will continue to be incremented because the last page will give the uh, total payables owed by the guest to the hotel. Okay, let's start this again. Okay, now let me refresh. Let's print the bill. It's running good. Let's open this. Now we have a running balance. Okay, let's so that's what we have. Okay, we have a total and we have a running balance at each page. Okay, so what have we covered? We have covered printing using T out, and we have printed fields using T field, no, and then we have declared variables using T set, and we have computed the values of the variables using T value. Okay, and then we have used the tables. So the header is in T head, okay, or in the T head body, rather in portion, and then the rows are in the T body, and we have defined them to be TRs, and then this line is in the footer, okay, which is T foot. Okay, and then we have done some computations, so it's good that we can do some computations inside, no, lines, whether in the body line, in the header line, or in the footer line. So I think this is very useful. This is needed in all reports, so maybe you can put some labels inside, rather below the footer, whatever you like. Now in the next video we are going to use inheritance. We are going to use the T call in order to put a standard header in our report, repeating header in our report, no? Which will contain the logo, the company name, the report name, okay, and possibly a page number and page total on the right part of the header. I'm excited to do that, and thanks for watching this video. If you have time, please subscribe, comment, and put a like or a dislike, whatever you like. Okay, bye for now, and thanks for watching.